Joe Smith, AKA the Ginger Ninja, you know, he only lives an hour from here, away from here in Care Zeus. There's something about Red Bull Hardline that brings the best out in him. He's, to me, the big dark horse here. He is. I mean, you know, he genuinely wants it. Yeah, he's got everything it takes to win it. He has. And that would be quite a big win.
Last year at Hardline, didn't think I came in really with any expectations because I hadn't been racing the World Cups. It was just a good year. It was a quiet year because it wasn't open to the public. In the last couple of runs before finals, I started really getting things and they were like clicking. I just went for it in finals.
Well, watch out for this man, today's dark horse, Joe Smith. And he's up by nearly a second at 0.73 in first split. That's insane. Oh, whoa, he goes down. Oh, big hit there in the middle for Joe Smith.
I was kind of loose, but felt like not too loose. And then just unfortunately had a crash halfway down and I'd cut the rock with my pedal. If I'd been that far offline, pretty much anywhere else on track, I would have been fine, but it was because it was between these two super tight rocks. Cool to be back at Hardline. It's going to be a different one again this year with spectators back and some new features up on the track and back in kind of the standard time for Hardline later on in the season. We've got the weather to contend with and yeah, it's a bit of a different beast to last year, but nothing I haven't done before. Track update here at Hardline. We're right at the start ramp. Yeah, we're going to have a wander down and look at some of the new features they've built. So yeah, this year's track is a little bit different. We've got a few new features, but most of it is the same as what it's been the last couple of years. It's just a little bit wetter this year. Look, the ground's a bit softer, it's going to rut up.
Joe's looking pretty good.
Buffed up, innit?
Buffed up the first turn.
Buff line. Get that?
Yep.
This is always like steeper than I remember, even these bits. I'm way more off camber.
Like, Joe is one of the people who I'm most happy to see when I go to the races or whatever. He's just always so chill, so nice, and yeah, love seeing Joe. It's crazy because I think throughout my career and watching Joe, he seems like one of those riders that was just so precise, so on point at the World Cups. You know, he was like super fast, did all of like the gnarly lines, but you don't think of him as being the gnarly guy. But I think that Hardline has kind of proved that that's totally wrong because he really excels here on like the gnarliest stuff you can do.
I don't know if they'll like take it.
What do you think, Jim?
Oh, I'm glad I'm not riding. I might have to wash his bike a few times, yeah. But yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Got the cannon jump out of the woods at the top, which is the first big feature. Yeah, this used to be like one of the gnarliest features. It still is kind of, but it's the same. It's been the same for years, so you kind of, you know it's fine. You just send it. And then they've put the old steeper metal ramp back in, so it'll hopefully slow us up, send us up a little bit higher than last year, off the new step down that we had last year. And then at the end of that open section is where the new jumps are. We've got big on off, which is going to be pretty hard to get perfect. Apparently you get on and then you're straight off. So this is the bit where your timing's got to be right, and then we're into the big ones, like 85, 90 foot booters.
How much bigger do you reckon these are in comparison
to the old ones?
Yeah.
You'd probably fit 4 of them in here. You reckon?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But they were like super steep, like
they were steep,
and you like jumped over a wall, which is pretty cool. And then from there down, it's the same as what it's been for a good couple of years now. It's just a bit more challenging again with the weather, a bit soft and slippy. Today is first day practice, supposedly. But we're currently held down here because the wind's pretty bad up on the big jumps in the top. We're just kind of waiting out now. We've just got here, everyone's having a bit of a coffee and waiting for someone to give us the all clear, and then we'll get kitted up and head up the hill. 14. That's how many years I've done Hardline. That was the first year I did Hardline, 14 actually.
Set up, yeah, make sure Joe's happy, and then yeah, get the number board on and just do the pressures, normal thing, and then yeah, we'll go up. We'll probably make some changes as we go through the day, but obviously it depends on what happens tomorrow, if it gets softer or the sun comes out, dries up, I don't know. So.
Jim's got a lot of jobs here this weekend.
I am Jimmy Smith.
Tell us about Jimmy Smith.
I'm a builder chippy, but I don't really like work, so I try and do as much biking as possible, from riding to mechanicking and yeah, just bikes basically. How do I describe Joe? He's ginger, he's wild on a bike, and he's just a bloody nice guy. My job is to look after Joe and provide him with a bike that's just going to be bulletproof throughout the weekend.
It's cool having a guy who I can trust, knows what he's doing. And then the other good thing about Jim, he's got his trials bike here, so he can fly up the hill, and he's up on the hill with some spares and tools and a bottle of water for me on the side of the track. That's ideal, really. We're just going up like the lower section from the road gap landing down, so only the bottom kind of minute of track. Some kind of more steep techie stuff with the weather won't affect, really. It'll be slick and sketchy.
Riders are about to drop in, so if you guys head that.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a normal downhill race. A normal downhill race, you just do as many runs as you want when you want. But here, it's like the group decision. As a group, we decide the weather's right. We all get up the hill and try and ride these features together. And it's some really good, what's it called? Camaraderie.
Joe is one of the original hardline big hitters. He's been here from day one, and every year Joe impresses everybody. He goes so hard at it. You know, cautious enough not to write himself off straight away. He's smart enough to look at a feature, watch, judge how the speed is, but brave enough to say when it's time to go, he goes. And race day, he's always there. He goes so hard.
So Friday was a perfect day, really, for hardline at this time of year. Good conditions and not too much wind, really. And then when we went back up in the afternoon, conditions were looking all right again, and then I just got unfortunate and got a puncture, braking a little bit too hard into some newly exposed rocks and just caught it wrong. That's part of racing, these things happen, and there was other people who got punctures and stuff today as well. That was the end of that run, and I stayed up there and watched what went down, really, everyone getting through these really big jumps, and it was a really cool kind of thing to be a part of. It was crazy seeing the progression, really. Everyone suddenly going from not sure if this stuff was going to happen to then breezing through these huge jumps, really.
Yes, boys!
I was just like, that wasn't so good.
I can actually move on my bike rather than just being like...
But then there was a few big crashes.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
The big jumps got closed off, so we came down to the bottom to get the puncture fixed. But yeah, it was a tough day when you get out of sync and kind of other people are happy with what they've done, but then I was still looking to tick off these big features. So. Ended up being a day where I just thought it was better to reset and go again another day.
We're on Saturday morning now, and yeah, it's looking like a pretty good day. We're up here early, yeah, still got a few things to tick off, so we're going to try and get up there and get them sorted before kind of most of the crowds turn up and stuff, and try and get the confidence back up there, and then we'll be good to go.
First full run since 2019. I got 2 good practice runs this morning, ticked everything off, but still hadn't done that full run, so to get that done then, yeah, buzzing.
He knows what he's doing. I don't know, I don't get nervous when he's doing this. Yeah, he's a sensible rider, just he doesn't really push, well, he pushes, but not, he won't hurt himself, touch wood.
Quite good, Jim.
Well, watch out for this man then. From about an hour away in Jesus. 4 times he's finished inside the top 5 at Red Bull Hardline. Then Joe Smith on course. His weekend starts here and won a good time today. Quick around that right-hander. So it's looking good for Smith. Perfect over there. As you said, a little bit of wind up there now. The windsock's looking full and needs to pedal hard now. Perfectly across that first massive gap and the second. Down to the line comes Joe Smith. And he goes third. Less than 3.5 seconds off 2:31.12. A good run for Joe Smith. Red Bull.
It's really cool, this event, that the whole family can come and get really involved. It's a bit weird because it's such a different race and I'm probably more nervous than normal. But on the other hand, I think they kind of still do manage to calm me down a little bit, especially with the baby. I can't think too much about the race. She just brings out just raw emotion, I guess, and it just takes my mind off having to go up there and send 90-foot jumps, which is quite nice. Not thinking about it constantly for an hour and a half before you run's cool. Race day was good. We weren't sure to start with what it was going to be like. There was rumours of bad weather coming in kind of lunchtime and in what form it would go ahead, whether we'd have to go around some of the big jumps. In the end it held. It was getting a little bit blustery up there and they brought the race forward. Only got a kind of a shortened practice period in the morning, enough for kind of one run, tick off them big jumps again, because obviously missing them on the Friday and everyone was ticking them up. I hadn't actually done them that many times. And then, yeah, it was time to get ready for race runs.
This is where I hid out that year when Joe had a flat tyre, on the way down. I was hiding behind here because I can't bear to watch. Joe will take his time. He's not one of these that'll just rush into anything. So I knew that he would weigh it all up, but it's still nerve-wracking, I'd say. I think any parent that's got a child here would be worried until they actually get down safely. So you're there with your fingers crossed and touching wood.
That's what they know, that's what they love, that's when you feel relaxed. It's all the moments before the ride and, sitting in the pit thinking, have I got my lines right, is my bike set up right, and, all these things, because when you're in a race run, you're going faster than you've ever gone. So you have to set your bike up for what's coming,
How are you feeling, Jim?
Nervous, I'm so nervous, I'm going to the toilet.
I was pretty nervous today. Hardline definitely brings the nerves out of me. Got to the top, feeling a little bit funny, but kind of as soon as you get out of there and there's a bit of wind up there, it kind of woke you up. And then, yeah, we got to start. They have a cool TV screen for us to kind of watch how everyone's getting on from up there as well. It was a bit of a long time, but I got to see everyone's runs and see what the track was riding like, and it's just a different event. So it's cool to be there, like hanging out and just talking through it, rather than at a World Cup or a normal race where you're off by yourself with your mechanical, with your team, like warming up, and we're all just kind of in it together, just hoping everyone gets down safe.
And on it from the get-go, we expect this man then to be. Riding for Vitus bikes then, Joe Smith on course. Straight down to that catch berm.
Oh, that was perfect.
And he's up, look at that bike, just 2/1000ths of a second then. Down towards the cannon. 55.63 through the air, now extended to 1/4 second into the green nearly.
Oh, it's so big, that ramp. It doesn't look it on here. Oh, big head nodder.
Yeah.
He's coming into that section he crashed a few years ago.
Yeah, he's made it through this year, no problem then. Down into what used to be called the Dirty Fern section.
His family will be watching at the bottom. Hearts in
Oh,
their
straight
mouths.
across there as well on the on-off. Fast down there as well for Smith.
That was like absolutely perfect.
Absolutely clean through there, and off this road gap he goes. What's the next split time going to tell us? Carrying good speed, good pace down there.
That's a hit, that is.
Off the brakes, oh look at it, just 4 thousandths of a second then for Joe
Nothing in
Smith.
it.
Neck and neck with Taylor Vernon as he comes onto this last straight.
Go on, Joe.
Pumps there as well. Last double for Joe Smith. What's it going to be, red or green? Smith sprints the line.
Fastest.
He goes fastest by .041.
Wow.
Oh, incredible for Joe Smith.
That's tight racing we're seeing here.
It really is. We thought it would be. Only 5 riders left now.
It was such a relief. And then to look back and see green on the clock, it was, couldn't ask for more really. It was green, but only like a very small margin over Taylor Vernon and Ronan Dunn. It was kind of all to play for. Charlie Hatton, who's obviously a top World Cup rider, he had a little crash at the top, so that was kind of one rider less to beat me. Then I think it was Jackson, who's like a young phenom who's just like incredible bike rider, and he put down a storming run, just super smooth, dialed and everything, and yeah, he put a bit of time into me, so I got moved down into second, and there was still 2 riders left on track, a bit hit or miss whether I was going to make it onto the podium. Those 2 riders ended up pushing a bit too hard maybe and having crashes, and Bernard crossed the line, getting to see him come down covered in mud after a crash and maybe a little bit hurt and pissed off, but on the other hand, I just got an equal best of what I've ever done at Hardline with a second, so absolutely over the moon, especially after, like I said, the couple of years of kind of unlucky circumstances with a puncture and then the crash last year after riding really well. Yeah, I was just absolutely stoked. Yeah, I'll be back at Hardline, I think. Never say that, yeah, I'll be back. Hardlines, it's hard to turn it down, really, as long as they have me here. What are you doing?
I got clips here.
Oh, sick. TJ's delivering reels. That's it. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Bit steady Eddie, isn't he?
Yeah, he's scared. He didn't want to fall off.
Yeah.